Hello everyone and welcome to today's stream. Today we're talking about the Los Angeles Liftoff Film Festival and the Amsterdam Festival.
Yeah, two brilliant festivals at very different stages, of course. This is our final roundup for Amsterdam.
No, it's not. It's our final roundup for Los Angeles.
For Los Angeles.
And the first one for Amsterdam.
There we go.
There we go. Paris is also live at the moment, so it is a little bit hectic here in the Liftoff studio space.
But we love being busy.
We love being busy and we love seeing all this content that is being watched by filmmakers and audiences around the world, which we're about to break down and go into a little bit more detail.
Absolutely.
So just a reminder as to what is to happen after the audience round finishes on the 18th of October at 10 p.m. BST. A handful of films will be migrating into the network round where there'll be a final week's worth of watching before the winners are announced. Should we find out what is happening in the Los Angeles Festival?
Absolutely. Let's start taking a look at our programmes then.
Okay, take it away, Claire.
Beginning with our Judges Select Shorts, where we have had 91 people watching this festival. Obviously, we've still got until Monday, so all of these figures are going to change a little bit. 82 votes are in so far, so we still have got 9 votes due in. People have been watching this festival from 10 different countries on this programme and 745 playthroughs. So it'll be interesting to see if we can hit 1,000 before Monday evening.
That would be exciting.
Let's take a look at the audience choice voting then. So, still in pole position on Judges Select Shorts is A Guide to Being an Earthling. This has really stayed at the top there for pretty much the full duration of the festival. This sci-fi comedy drama directed by L.E. Woods. Determined to save his species, an extraterrestrial, LeBron, lands on Earth, hoping the human race may have the answer to what he's looking for. And then one that we haven't shouted out before, though, In Spite of You, has shot through the votes and is now in second place on 13 votes. This is from Italy, directed by Kevin Redungen, and this is a short drama. Eager to know more about her lover's girlfriend, a young woman begins to spy on her competition, taking us inside her inner turmoil and a painful addiction to unrequited love.
What I like about this film is that it's shot digitally, but also has a combination of 35mm film in the mix as well.
Very nice.
So getting that contrast between digital and film. Well done. Okay, so moving on to the next programme, we have Trend Setter Shorts. Currently we're on 129 viewers, 71 votes, from 11 countries watching, and we've had 782 playthroughs. So just like the Judges Select Shorts, we're hoping that will hit the 1,000
I reckon
mark.
it will.
It definitely will, very, very soon, or at least before the festival closes on the 18th. In pole position on 33 votes, a mega 33 votes, we have Max Speed, and that is directed by Danny Irizarry. And this is an action drama from the USA. I actually did a focus group with one of the producers of this film a couple of days ago, and it was really great to hear how the project came to life and what the team are working on next. So thank you for joining the group. But Max Speed follows a young athlete who confronts the broken relationship with his father while revisiting his childhood fantasies. He must only face the truth about who he really is and what it means to be a hero. Okay, then we have Acceptance, which we mentioned last week, on 8 votes. Acceptance is a short film from the UK, and it follows a night of his election victory. A US politician receives some tragic news moments before making his acceptance speech and reveals the truth about himself, his campaign, and American politics. There we have it.
Nice.
So moving on then to the next programme, Claire.
Our Trailblazer Shorts. Throughout the festival, actually, this has been the busiest programme. We've seen the highest number of stats on this, and that continues today because we have 141 people tuning into Trailblazers, 113 of whom have placed their votes for their 2 favourite films, and people have been watching from 14 different countries. We are on a very impressive 1,216 playthroughs of shorts on this programme. So already smashed the 1,000 barrier over here.
Can it hit 2? I don't know. Maybe.
Let's see. And Phantom Pain is a film that we've spoken about before, a thriller directed by Henry James. When we grieve alone. What does this dark forest of emotional isolation do to someone who unknowingly had it all? Comfort, companionship, and stability, and lost it. And then Trace, again, a film that has sort of remained at the top of the audience voting throughout, really. A sci-fi directed by Jared Taylor Smith, again from the US. In a distant apocalyptic future, a desperate man is hunted down for a mysterious object.
Okay. Then we're moving on to the new voice shorts. Not far behind on the Trailblazers on its stats. This is also a program that is doing incredibly well. So you have 135 viewers on 131 votes, 14 countries watching, and a whopping 1,101 playthroughs. That one is important.
That one, yeah.
And in the lead on, again, a huge amount of votes here, we have Rem on 38 votes. Rem, or R-E-M, is by Jason M. Johnson. Chelsea holds a secret from her boyfriend in which she must confess in hopes that he will truly accept her for who she is. There we have it. That film is in the lead. Then we have The Only Fans, which is currently on 25 votes, and that is directed by Marta-Eric Shears. And that is a student short film. And The Only Fam is a thriller that follows Anna Panzesk, a feminist only fam model who must survive the night when she is confronted at home by a violent stalker.
Amazing. So that concludes our short programmes. And now, of course, we've got our two features.
Two feature pages.
So starting with our judges' select features, we've had 51 people. Over the last week, really, this one has massively shot up in viewing figures, which is really nice to see. 46 votes are now placed, so we're nearly there. People have been watching from 8 countries, and we have hit 283 playthroughs. And I always feel the need to say this because it sounds like so little in comparison to the short numbers. But if you add up all those hours, bearing in mind it's now feature film watching, it's a lot. So that is really impressive. And again, we are shouting out Cafe Americano, which is now on 15 votes. This is a comedy feature directed by Alex Scheinman from the US. A mockumentary that follows a delusional young director as he attempts to become the next great American filmmaker.
And if you have been following along, Alex was one of the winners from the Hollywood First Time Filmmaker Showcase. And he has been invited to take part in the YouTube director's commentary for that festival and has accepted. So Alex will be on the stream in a couple of weeks where we'll be breaking down...
hearing more about the mockumentary.
Hearing more about the mockumentary Cafe Americano.
Very cool. Then we've got 2 films currently drawn on 8 votes. So that is Dreaming Hollywood and Rattle Can. But to start with Dreaming Hollywood there, this is an action comedy feature directed by Frank Martinez. Take a deep dive into Ray Balfe's bizarre world of psychotic drug dealers, incompetent cops, and social rejects as he tries to begin a new life direction and shops his cartoon screenplay to 100 LA production companies. So like we said last time, 2 fun films here about filmmaking, which is really nice. And then Rattle Can, a crime, drama, thriller feature directed by Alexander Ray Pimentel, again from the US. A reclusive college student finds social media fame as a disguised street artist who reveals his story through vandalism.
Ooh. Okay, so then moving on to the final page for the Los Angeles Festival, we have the Trendsetter features. So we got 36 viewers, currently on 24 votes from 3 countries, and we have 163 playthroughs. So currently on 6 votes, and just ahead of last week's pole position is What with a question mark. And that is directed by Alec Lev. It's a comedy silent feature film from the US. And the story of What is a black and white, not so silent comedy about a struggling deaf actor sick of agreeing to increasingly humiliating tasks just to get a role, who decides to take matters into his own hands. Then we have last week's film, which is Remembering Return to Oz, directed by Aaron Schultz. And this is a documentary, a cult film based on The Wizard of Oz. And Yeah, it's from the United States. Remembering Return to Oz is a documentary look back on memories featuring the cast and crew of Disney's 1985 film. Return to Oz. The film is the first that the main cast and crew have been together in a feature talking about the 1985 film in over 30 years. 5 years in the making, and the story about the broken yellow brick road begins with a story that doesn't end with Dorothy getting back to Oz the first time.
Nice.
There we have it. That is our roundup, the final roundup for the Los Angeles Festival before we announce the films that will be migrating into the network round next week.
Absolutely. So as you saw there is a gap on every single one of those programs between the people who have chosen their two favourites and the amount of viewers on the page. So you don't have to, but if you have not yet voted, you do only have until Monday, 10 p.m. BST, to get your votes in.
Absolutely.
And see who we're going to send through to the network round.
It is amazing to see how much these pages jump around in this final
Absolutely.
48 hour period.
Yeah.
So, yeah, do get your votes in. Let's move on. Let's head now to
our
another
first
part of the
roundup,
world.
a very different part of the world. Let's get our clogs on.
Yes, and head to
Talk
Amsterdam.
about Amsterdam, a city that we love so much.
Yeah, it is. I love it, and I wish we were there right now. But
Yeah. And we're screening so many different films, obviously, in this programme. Well, these 3 programmes. But it's always interesting for us to see the different kinds of content we screen at our different festivals. We speak about it a lot, and obviously it varies massively, especially if you're somewhere like our Tokyo Festival compared to LA. But it's nice to see a lot of like art house European films screening in this festival.
absolutely.
But yeah, let's take a look first at our judges' select shorts for Amsterdam. So currently we have 32 people tuning in, but it's only been 1 week. 14 of whom have voted. But what's interesting is people have watched this from 17 different countries already. We always get such a diverse audience for the European festivals, people tuning in from all over Europe and beyond. Already on 261 playthroughs.
Yeah, nice.
So that's nice. Let's keep that up. And the film we're shouting out is When the Birds Are Gone. This film has 6 votes. We have 4 films that are all tied on 2 just behind it. But currently topping that is, When the Birds Are Gone, directed by Jana Stolp. This is a documentary student short from Germany. Doro suffers from depression and Parkinson's disease and lives together with her husband, Frederick. Since their daughter left home, she's struggling to find new meaning in life. An emotional portrait about empty nest syndrome, illness, and motherhood.
Okay. Great. Now we're moving on to Trendsetter Shorts. So we've had 82 viewers from 51 votes so far. 31 countries.
Yeah.
31 countries.
You see, that's crazy.
Watching this program, and we've had 718 playthroughs already.
It's gonna be a busy program.
This is a busy program, and I'm very excited to see how it develops over the next couple of weeks. But currently in the lead on 7 votes, we have Leaving Lauren, and this is directed by Demi Cartwright, and this is a coming-of-age dramedy from the United States. Sam, a 20-year-old college girl, attends a weekly therapy group for her social anxiety disorder. She is constantly tormented by the thoughts of her recent past polar opposite sister, Lauren, even though she hasn't spoken to her in years. Sam has yet to share anything she's yet to share things with the group until Joe, a 24-year-old college graduate, shares his recent breakthrough with his PTSD. There we go. And then also on 6 votes, so only 1 vote behind, we have No Exit, directed by Chris Karl, and this is a short thriller from Germany. Sefi finds herself in a dark cellar. The door is locked and she is not alone.
So then our features, where we have 19 people watching from 10 different countries, already broken 100 playthroughs, and 8 votes are in so far, of which we've got 2 films drawn on 3 votes. So those are Dilettantes, directed by Sarah Gibson from the USA, which follows the story of 4 friends over the course of 4 pivotal years in Boston. As they mature from bright-eyed students into uncertain adults, each one struggles to find direction and purpose, and the lines between friendship and romance are blurred. This coming-of-age story reflects on the complicated attachments of young adulthood and speaks to the anxiety of finding your place in the world. There we go. And that is drawn with If I Didn't Care, a Danish feature this time, a family drama, directed by Peter Bjorklund Andersen. The over-pleasing Titus always puts others' needs and happiness before his own. However, when his long-term girlfriend, Ella, wants them to take the next step and have a child together, he is not sure what he wants, and his indecisiveness makes Ella insecure of his feelings to her.
Just to mention here that this is the first time a feature is from a film school in Denmark that we actually get quite a bit of content from, so excited to see how that gets on in the festival.
Definitely go and check it out, and go and check out all of these films that people are clearly loving and supporting.
We have until the 1st of November, 10 p.m. GMT this time.
Yeah, because the clocks will be going back.
To get your votes in. We'll be announcing that over and over and over again during the different streams and focus groups that we are doing, so
yeah, absolutely.
Stay tuned for an awesome festival, and thank you so much for joining us here today. Okay.